Welcome to today's Explainer. We're looking at a highly specific, high-stakes operational playbook derived straight from our source material. We're going to break down the exact mechanics of scaling an AI agency way past the usual startup grind and directly into the ultra-high net worth market of Dubai. If you're interested in enterprise valuation, rapid deal velocity, securing the localized capital to actually fund it all, and the stark reality of executing a global expansion, well, you are definitely in the right place. Let's get into it. So, here's our mission briefing for today. 1. Pricing the Dubai market. 2. The 90-day execution velocity. 3. Pre-flight digital fortress setup. 4. Hiring the traveling rep. And 5. Assessing technology and realism. All right, Section 1, Pricing the Dubai market, anchoring the gilded standard. Let's dive right into this absolutely staggering number. When we look at the source material, we see that standard U.S. pricing is considered, frankly, completely entry-level in Dubai's ultra-high net worth sectors. If you're dealing with yacht charters, private aviation, or Palm Jumeirah real estate developers, you are realistically commanding monthly infrastructure retainers of $75,000 to $100,000. And that's usually coupled with a 10 to 15% performance equity or profit share multiplier. Oh, and that is often on top of an upfront $50,000 to $100,000 implementation fee. Now, you might be wondering, why on earth do they pay this? Well, think about it. A single extra transaction generated by your AI swarm in these high-ticket industries easily covers your entire annual retainer. As you can see, you have to completely shift your positioning. Over on the left in the standard US market, your AI service is often viewed merely as an operational tool, a way to cut costs or save on labor. But on the right, in the Dubai luxury asset market, your positioning shifts entirely. You become an exclusive market advantage. You aren't just pitching a software subscription anymore. You are deploying autonomous infrastructure that literally secures market dominance. The entire psychology of the sale changes from cost saving to pure wealth generation. Moving right along to Section 2, the 90-day execution velocity, a relentless sprint. The crucial point here is how we break down this tight 60 to 90-day window to land a total of 7 enterprise contracts. The sprint breaks down like this. Days 1 through 14 are dedicated strictly to the bedrock, building your bulletproof corporate infrastructure and your online vault. Then, days 15 to 45 are the U.S. Blitz, where the goal is to close 4 U.S. proof-of-concept deals. Finally, days 46 to 90 is your Dubai scale. This is when you deploy your representative to the Middle East and close 3 high-ticket luxury deals. It's a hyper-aggressive timeline for sure, but it's mathematically structured to build massive momentum. Section 3 now. Pre-flight digital fortress setup, your sovereign gear. Listen, before you send even a single link to a Dubai family office, your digital infrastructure must be absolutely impenetrable. The rule for your closed box API gateway is simple. Never, ever upload your raw 386 sources or business models to a client server. Instead, you package your database behind a secure, private API layer hosted on your own server stack. The client CRM sends data tokens out, your system processes it via your training memory framework, or TMEM, and shoots back the optimized outputs. They get the immense value, but you retain 100% of the power and your intellectual property stays perfectly safe. Let's see how this translates to your outward-facing presentation. Because if an elite firm audits you and finds some basic, run-of-the-mill website, you lose all your negotiating leverage instantly. The sources emphasize building a dark mode due diligence vault using a premium framework like Framer or Webflow, and it needs to contain 3 exact elements. First, a hero segment projecting clinical authority. Second, a secure portal requiring an authorized corporate email just to log in. And third, the evidence room, where you embed specific operational showcases like your video playback.mp4 and FastWait's revolution.mp4 technical validation files. It screams exclusivity and proves your capability before you even speak a word. All right, Section 4, hiring the traveling rep, your elite proxy. How do you dominate Dubai without basically living on an airplane? You need a physical face for your corporation. So who exactly are you looking for? You want to target professionals in global hubs like Miami, New York, or Dubai with very specific backgrounds. Look for former private banking associates, luxury hospitality professionals, or high-ticket enterprise sales reps. Crucially, they need deep experience navigating sovereign wealth funds and family offices. They aren't just salespeople. They are elite corporate liaisons who project absolute authority the second they walk into a boardroom. So how do we pay them? We use a base plus commission override loop, which is essentially a zero-risk scenario for you as the founder. You do not pay a massive upfront salary. You offer a lean base draw, say $4,000 a month, which should be entirely covered by your first U.S. contracts retainer anyway. The upside for them is massive, though. 10% of the upfront implementation fee, which is $2,500 to $5,000 straight into their pocket per close, and 5% of the ongoing monthly retainer for the life of the client. Their sole mandate is to fly in, look elite, present your secure video proof room, and hand over the contract for your final signature. They stay hungry to close, and your overhead stays completely protected. Finally, Section 5, Assessing Technology and Realism, the Reality Check. So, is this actually achievable? Let's talk tech first, which the playbook scores as a highly realistic 9.5 out of 10. The capability is literally already there. You have the highest converting video assets, those specific fast-waits revolution.mp4 and videoplayback.mp4 files, ready to deploy. These assets prove a 10-point F1 performance gain in the models, they demonstrate live CRM integration, and they are engineered to satisfy both the visionary CEOs and the skeptical technical teams reviewing your work. From a purely technological standpoint, the offering is undeniable. But here's the reality check on sales velocity. That gets a 7.5 out of 10. Closing 7 enterprise contracts in under 90 days requires a staggering volume of activity and flawless outreach consistency. But the biggest warning from the operational playbook is actually a potential technical bottleneck during the onboarding rush. It is absolutely critical that you separate your incoming data into 3 dedicated notebooks immediately. If you don't structure your backend to handle the influx, the sheer volume of data processing will literally crash your system before you can even stabilize your new clients. Which leaves us with this final critical thought to reflect on today. You've seen the blueprint for the golden standard. The technology is capable, the compensation models are mathematically sound, and the high-ticket market is absolutely waiting for this. But the execution window is incredibly tight, and the margin for error is essentially zero. Oh, and before you even start this 90-day sprint, the playbook strongly advises tapping into local nonprofits and business grants to secure an initial $2,500 to $10,000 in fast cash. Do this to upgrade your hardware and lock down your LLC so you're protected from day one. So ask yourself, is your digital fortress truly secure enough to claim your exclusive market advantage in Dubai before that 90-day window slams shut? Protect your intellectual property, get your initial funding in order, and prepare for the sprint. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.